Good afternoon. It's lunchtime here at AUMcuisine. We're going to be making a Thai-inspired red curry, opal squash curry. So we don't really have the entire opal squash, but this is how it kind of looks. And it's more like a little, in India we used to call it a bottle gourd, but here it's called an opal squash. So this is the top part. You can kind of imagine the rest of it. Or Google it, of course, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a really hot pan and some toasted sesame seed oil. To that, I'm going to be adding in some red onions. And to the red onions, some curry leaves. And as that's warming up, I'm going to be putting in a heaped teaspoon of garlic and a heaped teaspoon of ginger. It already smells delicious. I don't know how that can happen, but it is happening and it's so good. There's something about the holy trinity of the onion, ginger, and garlic. It's fantabulous. So to this, I'm going to be adding in some bamboo shoots. So there's a little sweetness in the bamboo shoot, which I really like. And at the same time, I don't like too much of the rustic flavor of it. So when you put it right there with the ginger, garlic, and onions, it takes on that flavor quite seamlessly. And to this, I'm going to be adding in some lemongrass. And then some red bell pepper. Beautiful. And then some yellow bell pepper. Now to this, I'm going to be adding in some chopped cilantro right there. And some chopped basil. And some shiitake mushrooms. So, I know that all of you love going to a Thai restaurant and eating that delectable red curry. I do too. The thing is, you might have imagined that it's really difficult to make it at home. On the contrary, it isn't. We came across a really wonderful brand, and it's called Mike's Organic Curry Love. So I'm going to be using this to make it with my own twist, you know, and the twist is what you're seeing right now. So I'm going to be putting in some green onions right there. And I'm going to be putting in my opal squash. And then allow all of it a really, really good turn. And then add a little bit more of the opal squash. Beautiful. Allow the colors to pop away. We're going to make quite a bit of this today, but at home, it depends on how and when and for who you're making this. So you can decide on the quantities accordingly. And once that's done, we're going to be adding in some baby corn. I do like the variety. And I love to see these colors pop alive. And to this, we're going to be adding in some coconut milk. You can also use, if you want to, some coconut cream. And once you throw in the coconut milk, give it a gentle little stir, like so. Beautiful. And this is the contents of Mike's curry red paste. So I'm going to throw that in. Beautiful. Smells so good. And then I'm going to be throwing in some water. Beautiful. Just make sure you allow the paste to intermingle really beautifully with all of those vegetables. You don't want to have a nasty surprise of too much of that paste in one bite. Smells so good. Smells extremely beautiful. And plenty of nourishment in a bowl. Now I'm going to allow this to simmer for a few minutes. We'll be right back. Yeah, with all of that boiling up really nicely. Smells perfect. So to that, I'm going to be adding in a teeny weeny bit of coconut oil, some chili flakes. I love the heat, but it's up to you. You can totally not do that and just stick with Mike's paste, but I like the little extra heat. Now instead of the fish sauce, I'm going in for something called the gingery lime cocoa aminos. It's made by Big Tree Farms. We'll link it in the description box below. So I'm just gonna go like maybe a teaspoon, right? That's good enough because that is the vegan's alternative to fish sauce. So once that is coming through, I'm going to be adding in a little bit more of the cilantro leaves, a little bit more of the basil. With Thai food, you can never have too much basil. Well, you could. Just don't go super overboard. Now, there is a distinction. There is something called Thai basil and something called Italian basil. But I don't get Thai basil all the time where I live, so Italian basil will have to do. And that's fine. It doesn't really take away from the taste or anything. So, to this, I'm going to be adding in some salt to taste. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to plate up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this curry into a beautiful bowl of ours. So I love serving this squash curry with some rice. So just mold up some white organic cooked basmati rice, put some sesame seeds on it, and then get some plum vinegar. Eden Organics makes it. It's called Eden Selected, and we'll put that down below as well. So we're going to be putting in some like so. And then I'm going to be putting in just a teeny weeny bit of the gingery lime cocoa aminos. A little bit of chili flakes. And a teeny weeny bit of coconut milk. This is like the easiest way of making a coconut infused rice for the flavor without the hardships of doing something on, a stove again. It's just very easy. And then to that, I'm going to be putting in some microgreens. These are microgreens of basil, so it kind of keeps the flavor intact. A little bit more sesame on the sides, and you could put some plum as a finishing touch on top as well. That's it. So it's time for us to do a taste test. I'm going to just do some clearing up and I'll be right back. It's time to do this delectable taste test. It's amazing. It smells so good. I'm just going to try the curry. It's like the super healthy version with lots of nourishment and nutrition of our favorite Thai curry. I know I had a lot of twists, but this is just incredible. I want to see how my rice turned out. I love the plum vinegar. Love the saltiness of it. And the tanginess and the depth of flavor. And the squash. Incredible. Please let us know how this worked out for you. And until we meet again in a delightful episode of AUMcuisine, this is Vaidyaji Priyanka.